Success TV, and we are live TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Dorena Shine, and I just want to say, hey, Javier's in the house. Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. How you feeling?
Great.
Yeah. We're going to have some fun tonight, y'all. We're going to be talking about turning personal situations into creative fuel. So, come on in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. All right. Oh, no. We're leaving that right here. Yeah, it says here. All right. August 15th is in the house. We are here once again at the Skills to Success LLC TV. And this podcast is all about success. It's all about the growth in which you encounter. TikTok, you're over here live with me, and we are about to be going behind the scenes into the YouTube perspective and the Facebook live perspective. So you'll see it from a different angle. So come on in. It's all good. Perfect. So let's get right on into it. Yep. We're getting ready to take it on over. So we can start at 7. Because when they come, we don't want to hold them. We want to give them the information and keeps it going. Right now. So how you doing tonight?
Good. I don't know how to really work that.
Oh, this is perfect. This is great right here. So right now we have, is Facebook on? Or it's on its way?
It's gonna go live on
At 7? Mm-hmm.
YouTube is on.
Welcome, YouTube family. How y'all feeling tonight? I hope everybody's doing wonderful, magnificent. You know, this is a very intricate time. This is the time for the harvest. And, you know, when things are eclipsed out of our lives, you know, we had a solar eclipse and it is really showing forth. It's showing some good things that's happening in our lives, you know.
Has it happened already?
Yes. It took place, I think, on the 8th or the 10th or somewhere around there. It's almost time for the full moon, the full access of letting go. Yes. But that's a Universal Messages Reloaded conversation. And if you would like to know more about that, you can join us. I want to say we're going to be doing a live. Not a live, but a video for August the 27th or 28th, I believe. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. How y'all feeling? Thank everyone for being here. So there's a lot of stuff going on tonight. Javier, I'm going to let you start off. Are we at the 7 o'clock mark?
Nope, we're at 6:55.
6:55. Well, let's get going. Facebook will catch up. So, tonight we're talking about the belief in self. You know, there is a time where we have to encounter who we are. And our belief system is strong. It is strong, it's valuable. And a lot of times people don't want us to believe in our personal system. You know, I was doing a leadership course and we talked about the GPS system, the guided personal system that helps you to know who you are because you're guiding the perspective. You know what I mean? It's your system. No one else knows that system except for you. Even the good, the bad, the ugly. And we were talking about it earlier today, how time will reveal everything. You know?
Some people in the chat.
Hey now, how you doing? Yes. Thank you, TikTok family. I'm glad you're here. We're talking about personal beliefs becoming creative fuel. How we're going to allow that fuel to ignite us, to motivate us, to inspire us to do more with our lives. You know, there's a lot of people complaining about why life or how life is going to be in the future. If you're not planning and preparing, you'll never know until you get there, and then you're going to be very upset when you only have the abilities to, you know, connect and create something that only you know how to do. So that's what our mission is tonight. So let's get right into it. So Javier, could you give us a little brief introduction of what you think tonight's topic is going to be about?
Tonight's topic is going to be about beyond the personal, turning doubt into creative fuel. So it's like, you know, taking your insecurities or things you're not really good at or things that you're doubting yourself on and using that as passion. Or, you know, turn that into fuel for passion.
Absolutely. And you know, sometimes we were talking about it earlier today, how sometimes your past, you go back to the past and then you realize what you were doing at that particular time. You know the date, you know the time, you know how old you were, you know what you were doing at a certain point in life. And when you recognize that, it's just like, wow, simply amazing.
There's a ton of people coming through.
Come on in.
Absolutely.
Thank you, TikTok. I tell you, please join us. Put some, you know, comments in the comment box below, because this is all about personal development and building character and morality and integrity in the moves we make. And if we're not sure how to do that, blend with people of like minds, because that's what turning this personal belief system into creative fuel is all about. So, is Facebook Live with us now?
It is 6:59.
6:59.
So,
one more minute.
Yep,
One more minute and Facebook will be live with us. We want to introduce ourselves to the audience as well. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, TikTok family. Thank you, everyone. We're always available the 15th and the 30th of each month, and we do a live over on all social media streams with Dr. Dorina Shine and the Scales to Success LLC TV with Javier. Yes, so welcome, Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. You are now viewing the live footage of the Scales to Success LLC TV with podcast with Dr. Dorina Shine. And today we are definitely going to talk about personal investment in you and how creative fuel can ignite that positive energy to get you to do more, to be more, and to have more in the society in which you are finding yourself in. I'm Dr. Dorina Shine, and Javier is present with us tonight.
Here I am.
So, it is 7 p.m. Excuse me, guys. It is 7 p.m. We're going to get right into it.
Absolutely. So, switch to the next tab.
Everyone has the same tab. So, we want to start by saying that we want to go from fear to curiosity. Now, curiosity can sometimes kill the cat, but satisfaction can bring them back. So, if you have 9 lives, then you have the potential to be able to be as curious as you would like. However, you have to be very, very conscious in today's world because in the human existence, the physical existence, we only have this life right now. And curiosity can sometimes blanket a lot of information that many people dumb themselves down because other people are not where they are. Like you can be thinking about something 100 years from now, like that nobody has even thought about. And when you talk to other people in your community, in your group, they're like, that's not even capable. The mindset, it dumbs us down. Sometimes our clique, our circle, our family even can minimize that ability to be curious. So what do you think about coming from fear to curiosity? What's your take in the chat?
I feel like going from fear to curiosity is like exploring the unknown. I remember you mentioned to me that when you were little, you had 4 doors and that you were scared of those doors. I find it funny because your name's Dorina, so I was like, doors.
Doors
You're
were
the door to the,
Yeah.
But, when I was looking at it, I saw it as, me personally, I would have been curious to see what was in there.
And I was afraid to even look in the door,
Right.
because they were like attic, breathable, like how you have, I guess like, how when you put a roof on, you got to have air,
Yeah. Like pockets or something like that.
right. And so the doors were reminders that, behind it gave access to air flow. And that was the old school way when we lived in our house. So, yeah, but I would just be afraid of what's behind the door. And it was nothing but insulation. And, so.
That's how you go from fear to curiosity. You got to explore the unknown to understand it.
Right,
If you don't understand something, assess it. If it looks too dangerous, don't get into it.
Exactly.
If it's not dangerous, then you
go for it. Someone asked me a question of what would I like if I were to get a brand new house built from the ground up? What would it look like? And I said to myself, wow, something I never considered. Building a house from the ground up is specifically for me. So I'm going to start working on that blueprint. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so the curiosity has me like idealizing what that house would look like. I know it would be a mansion, and I know it would be huge, and I know it would be very wide and spacious, very window driven, but specifically what it would have in it, I would have to definitely take a look at that. So going from fear to curiosity is a part of that personal belief system in yourself, to whereas you can take that curiosity and make it realistic for you. And like I said, the potential of that realism is making sure that you don't go over boundaries. Like you got to set boundaries, I think. Because when you set boundaries, when you're curious, you won't go too far out there. We have a person we're working with right now that has gone out there, but always stayed very, very close to reality as much as possible. And that's what happens. And we sometimes don't know how far out there we've gone until we're older and it's set in and things are not working the way that they used to. And, the ideology of what happens in life happens.
Absolutely.
We start losing the mental capabilities. But then if we had went out there and drank all the time, we're seeing the remnants of our memory being lost and lapsed. So that curiosity can sometimes kill the cat. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, spiritually, curiosity is good, but to an extreme degree of responsibility and commitment to loyalty to self. Commitment and loyalty to self. What do you say?
Absolutely. I believe it creates an openness, and I also believe it has a shift in the mindset from being defensive to, actually learning in that said space. Sometimes you gotta just sit down and wonder. You gotta go from being afraid of it to wondering about it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about dangerous things. It could be about, man, I love this. I love my set of ice cream. But what if I chose this ice cream today? Would it be good or would it be different? I don't know. I like this set of ice cream. Me personally, I love my royal cheesecake ice cream. But I said, let me switch it up. Sometimes you get bored of just being in the same thing all the time. It's good to switch up. It's good to have that sense of curiosity. It's good to have that sense of, I want more, to expand your horizons.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why I love doing my book tours, because I meet some wonderful people. Buckhead, Georgia, Peachtree, Piedmont. Hey, in the house, Beautiful people. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia back in the 80s. And I tell you what, to go back and to reminisce over the things and look at the change over the course of years, I can really and genuinely say that you can tell when growth has taken place. Wonderful people, courageous people. And one thing I like about my private tours, book tours, is that no one can penetrate it in a negative way because they don't even know that it's happening until it's over. And I have to do it that way because there's a lot of sabotaging energy that surrounds people who are in the mode of coming,
protecting your works,
protecting self.
Protect that.
Yeah, and that's what we have to do in being curious. We have to be very protective over our ideas. Sharing ideas of business and different things like that. I've been in the business of helping small businesses create ideas from the ground up, and these are just like mom and pop type ideas, and the person may have a recipe that nobody really knows about, and they just want to get out there and they want the world to recognize their recipe. Well, that's what we do here. We don't duplicate at all. Our goal is never to duplicate because it's too many creative, God-given ideas on the planet than to duplicate something that somebody else has already done.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what are we saying down there?
Well, I kind of added what was on the thing into my sentence.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, could you read it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, read it for me.
So number one, it creates an openness. Going from fear to curiosity creates an openness. It creates a shift in mindset from being defensive to actually learning in that space.
Oh, so you took now we go to how to take those mindsets and shift them into open, expansive, creative expression. So if we take an idea, say we take an idea of helping to assist someone who comes to us for a structure, a business structure. How do we take that openness and create a curiosity within that person to make them say, that's a good idea. I think I will go from thinking about it to putting it into real action.
I think the best way of doing that is by giving them like their own little set of playpen. So you gotta give them a playpen and give them things to work out on. Like give them little bits and pieces. Well, we got this, then we got that, then we got this. You can dibble and dabble with these.
Give them a buffet.
Not a buffet because you don't want to overwhelm them. Just give them just a little bit at a time. That's what I'm thinking.
Absolutely, because that has been the case. I have gotten so deep into another person's creative expression because of their curiosity And I've expanded it so open until it's like, oh yeah, close that door just a little. It's too much. I don't want to take on that much and become overwhelmed. So coming from that fear of close the door to being curious is that mindset. That mindset is particularly strong. So yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
All right, now the next slide says, where does doubt come from?
Mm.
I mean, doubt stems from many things. It can stem from situations. It can stem from the past. It can stem from like what people tell you. Doubt comes from everything. You may look at someone and be like, "Wow, their car looks better than mine." And then you go looking at your own car, and you're like, "Man." But instead, I don't look at it as doubt. I look at it as a milestone. I want to get there, so I'm just gonna have to work for it. I'm pretty sure that person worked for it. And I'm pretty sure the person that's driving that brand new car is like, it's just a brand new car.
Right, they've already achieved it.
Right.
So,
So then once you achieve it, you just like,
now what?
yeah.
So that's the struggle. The struggle is good to get us inspired. Do you know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
The struggle is like life. Without the struggle, you're just gonna be laying around.
Doing
Nothing to do.
Absolutely
You
nothing.
just flopping around doing this like a fish, just flopping.
You remember when we got the oil changed and that 85 or 97 Volvo, and you saw a brand new truck right in the second day, and before us was this old school.
It was a Volvo.
Oh my God!
It was
so beautiful. Mm-hmm.
It was a
850.
850. Yep, it was an 850. It was yellow too, and there was only like maybe 5,000, 6,000 cars total of that specific car made. So that car was very rare, and just to see it in person was absolutely awesome. And the thing was, 2 days over was a Tesla. I'm like, hold on, this Volvo is more expensive than that Tesla over there. Even with all the modifications, all of that, it doesn't matter about that. It's about cost. No, it's about product and demand. I think I said that right.
Yeah, product and demand.
Cost and demand. It's a rare car. There's not that many of it left in its lineage, basically. So when you compare a car that's basically historical, I mean, we talking about 97, I think. It was a 97.
92, it's either 92 through 97. It was one of those.
Somewhere in between there. Yeah, 92 through 97.
And it was between those years because Dana Dane had an 850 Volvo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so then I'm like saying, well, one of them cars could be in a museum for Volvo or something.
Right.
I mean, it don't matter. It's all about the body, the shape, and it's in great condition. It didn't have a single noise. It was silent.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's what we're talking about. So someone who would have doubted themselves, they may have got that from their grandmother, their grandfather, or brother, or cousin. If they doubted themselves, they would have probably sold it. Never would have knew what they had. The rareness.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's why whenever I get something I love, reverse image searching it, because you never know what you may have. I remember one time I'm not sure if I said this on live before, but I bought a pack of Pokemon cards for $10, and I found a card that was worth above what I had purchased it for. I'm talking about triple digits worth. And I'm like, at first I didn't believe it because I'm like, how can a card be worth that much money? But it comes with supply and demand. That's the name. That's the right term. It comes with supply and demand.
Well, the product is the supply. You know what I mean? So it works in conjunction. Yeah. Right.
And when I got that card, I didn't doubt it. When I saw the price and the number, I'm like, then that's how much it is.
No,
that's how much it's
you
worth.
didn't do that just yet. When you saw the number, you said, "Whoa."
I said,
I'm gonna hold off a little longer because if it's this price, it gotta go up.
Yeah,
and it literally went up.
Right. So then what I did was I had it, but I wasn't too serious into it. So I just kept it. Good thing I kept it, because a lot of other kids would have just held it and then just threw it somewhere, and then that depreciates it down. Now, what I did was I had these two card sleeves. I put one card sleeve on top, one card sleeve over, and I set it underneath all my other cards so it can be compressed. Which I really wasn't supposed to do, but still it did the job.
Because it would have sweated out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when that doubt, where does doubt come from? It also comes from non-belief in who you are, not believing you're deserving of it. You know, a lot of people has been very abused, traumatized, and they just don't feel that someone will come in to love them. Someone will come in to take care and care for them. And that can be another reason where doubt comes from.
Right.
Yep. So what points do we have on?
The board. Gotcha.
Yeah, on the board.
So, number one, the mind. Where does doubt come from? It can come from the mind. It can come from fear of failing, self-talk, maybe self-depreciating, and overthinking every choice. You know, you gotta give yourself that ample amount of time, because you are a human being. You know, you're not like a machine. You can't just process stuff completely and then keep going from it. You know, you gotta take your time. So it can come from that as well.
The mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the mind is conditioned. You know, there's a lot of things that's being, from TV to music to the way people look at us when we're at the grocery store, at the light. You know, if you have doubt, you're going to see more and more people doubting you. But if you have self-confidence, you're going to see more and more people saying, oh, that's a little, okay.
She got it going on.
She got it confident, yeah.
Yeah.
She got, shout out to Mrs. Cirilla Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel that it begins with the mind. Doubt begins in the mind, and that curiosity propels it in a way. And I believe overthinking is another negative vibration that creates how much a person is going to go far. You know, they're only going to go as far as their mindset will allow them to go. And that's something that I would love for everyone to consider. When you're thinking about overthinking, think about how far that overthinking is taking you. Is it taking you down the portal of confusion to where you're just not going to do anything? Or is it lifting you up? If that curiosity is causing you to overthink in a way that is just not conducive for you, just put it down, meditate, wait until the next day, just like you said. What's the second one?
Second one is past criticisms and old mistakes.
Those are very profound. You know, I was just going back over my mental archive, and I was listening to Fred Hammond from 1997, the Radical for Christ CD. And I remember getting that CD for free and saying, if you like it, you know, you could exchange it in 30 days for another CD or whatever. That was back in the day. But anyway, you know, as I'm going through that, I'm looking at where my mindset was when I was X years old at that point. And obviously, to see myself come this far, I had to say to myself that it had to be a psychological practice, something I had to process every day in order to make life get me here.
Right.
And I went back to that bedroom where I was listening to Fred Hammond, stressed out about the future. Didn't overthink it. I just walked through and kept walking. What say you?
That's exactly what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going through something, you gotta keep going.
And I don't care if you got to go through it alone. I don't care if, you know, like my grandmother would always tell me, when you're grieving, you know, you grieve for 3 days. Seriously, you pour your heart out. If you don't want to get out of bed, don't get out of bed. If you don't want to take a shower, don't take a shower. But after them 3 days, You start smelling yourself, get your behind up, get in
I
the
most
shower.
definitely take my shower. I be washing whatever depression I got off.
Exactly, because
Taking a bath
cleanliness.
and taking a shower is the best thing you can ever do.
Hmm.
And sleeping after you get done doing something.
Right, cleanliness is next to the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what people need to recognize. That whole force. I was looking at the spiritual meaning of infestations. Okay, infestations are not just in the physical realm; it is also in the spiritual realm, and you got to put your mindset to cleanse and purify every nook and cranny of your mind, because that's where the doubt is just sitting there, held like a dark energy, like an energy that's just waiting to corrupt the mindset when it gets its lowest frequency. Then it will take over. That's where depression hits. So, yeah, that psychological is a big, big one.
Mm-hmm.
And a third one,
Vocal influences, friends, social media, and what they say about you. Now, this is one thing. I hear people and they talk in slang, and it's mostly our young black men. They don't even call their significant others girlfriends or my lover. They call them the B word. And I'm like, even in rap music, I'm like, why would you call your own woman that? You're supposed to love your woman. You're supposed to say, that's my darling. That's my baby. But I ain't going to call her no B word. No. That's the most self-depreciating thing. Because, mind you, like, I'm thinking a woman has to self-depreciate herself so much to where she can listen to her man call her a B word.
I will never forget. I was in the seventh grade, and I had a cousin. We were only there were only 3 girls out of 17 boys in the whole family, right? So we were a rare diamond, okay? And my girl cousin, I met her later in life. We were seventh grade, and she had already knew my uncle. That was her dad. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll never forget. She went home and told my uncle that I allowed somebody to call me the B word, some boy to call me the B word. And I got such a beating for the lie she told, because the boy never called me that name.
Wow.
But it did. I mean, I got so, oh my God, that showed me. I better, man, if
Yeah, but
somebody,
at the same time, that's injustice because he didn't
it
even listen.
definitely,
He listened more to his daughter than he listened to the
yes,
person that he was about to put his hands on.
yes. But
And that's
here's the
something that
thing.
you gotta.
But I
That's
want
not
you to know
cool.
something. Karma came back and hit this girl so bad.
Mm.
I mean, so bad. And she know who she is if she listening. If she's on this live, because I know some people still listen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know who you are and you know what you did, but you know that God did. That whooping was nothing compared to what the lie and the consequence behind that lie that created a devastating a breakup of relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Between a niece and an uncle. Like, it was just weird. But these are the things that we got to be careful for. The vocals of the lies, the slander, the deceit, the connivingness, the jealousy, the envy, the hate that we don't even know. Why would somebody hate, on somebody, and you have a father? Some of us didn't have dads. You know what I'm
was
saying?
mad because you had it going on. But I'm curious now what happened afterwards.
Well, it's just a lot. There was a lot. There was a downward spiral of drugs, male abuse, domestic violence. I mean, it was just too much. I mean, I felt sad. I wished I could have helped her. But you can't help someone who does not even understand reality.
Yep.
You just gotta love it and let them be, because again, those are those infestations of things that were supposed to break you down, but it didn't break you down. It went return to sender. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we need to understand. So those vocal ideas of what others say about us, and that fear, and turning that doubt into something successful and creative, is very profound. That's another
Absolutely.
profound area.
God goes ahead and gives someone that butt
Woo.
whooping, you gotta stay out the way.
Mm-hmm.
But number 4, the unknown, not having clear factual experiences.
Right.
It's like going through something and it's just like Groundhog's Day or Deja Vu. You're just like, why'd that even happen? Someone that you've been talking to that just suddenly trips out on you for no reason. Like, what happened? You go into a store and the same person that you always talk to and always hang out with just got an attitude for some reason. What happened? That's what I feel from that.
The unknown for me is the reflection of somebody else's struggles that they're dealing with. And that's why I say when we dumb ourselves down, others begin to take advantage of that opportunity. So they can either play more of a victim with our dumb down and where we pay more attention to them than ourselves, or we can dumb ourselves down and lose significant value in what we don't even know the future is going to bring to us.
Absolutely.
And it's not worth it. The unknown should be boundaries set. Remember, I told you to set those boundaries to where you limit how much out there expansive you will go, because sometimes when you go out there you meet weird, strange things, just like Dorothy did on The Wizard of Oz. She met some weird people, but all she was trying to do was get home. And that's what we should know about the unknown. It's okay to be curious. It's okay to be, wonder about this or that, but it is very valuable to keep boundaries wherever we go. Wherever we go.
That makes sense.
All right. So, we have any questions in the chat?
As far as I'm seeing, no.
Okay. They love listening, I guess. We so thank you guys. So here's some Q&As that came from another podcast that we had done, Privatized. We do privatize podcast as well during the week. So what was one of the questions that we were asked?
Have you ever turned a dark moment into a creative expression? What did you do?
Have I ever turned a dark moment into a creative expression, and what did I do?
Absolutely.
You want to take it?
Well, I remember one time when I was helping to haul some marble things out. Or marble countertops, right? Mm-hmm. This is how I know God had me ever since I was a baby. I was hauling them out with the guy, right? And then he said, "You got the other side?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I thought he was going to hold it for me. But instead, I guess he let go. I'm not sure what he did. But he let go. And I started feeling the weight. And it started getting heavier and heavier. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? And then by the time I realized it's falling down. So I'm trying to hold it up. I hold it up for as long as I can. Maybe like 10, 30 seconds holding it, and then it falls, right? But I was right underneath it. This is how I know God has had his hands on me ever since. That tip of the marble countertop, right? It was heavy. I thought I was about to get Caesar. Now, when it's falling, the U-Haul step truck thing, whatchamacallit, blocks it from crushing me.
Wow.
And I ducked the minute.
I remember that.
I ducked the minute. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna look at that as a day that's gonna scare me. I'm like, woo, I escaped that. Mm-hmm. It's like outrunning the devil and then getting behind that pane glass to where he can't touch you. You just laughing in his face, like, not know how to move, stuff like that. Right. That's exactly how I felt. I felt awesome. Mm-hmm. I ain't feel more alive after that than, I don't know.
Right.
Because it was just I guess my adrenaline was pumping. That's why I want to be a firefighter, because, stuff like that.
Right.
But still, I was just like, wow.
That curiosity and that doubt, or not doubt, but that curiosity and that fear, it brings up some form of, adrenaline that forces you to either it's fight or flight.
React on time.
And it's immediate. It's immediate. I will think about the time when I was pregnant,
Right.
and
That's way scarier.
I first pregnancy, having twins, and it was just like, oh my God, the pain I'm gonna go through. I gotta go through it twice. It was just crazy. And it just so dawned on me that when I went to my last 2-week checkup, one of the babies were too close to the canal, too deep in the canal. They had to do a cesarean. And so in cesarean, they tell you they're going to prep you, they're going to prepare you for the surgical procedure, they're going to put you to sleep, and then you'll wake up and it's all over. I was just like, oh my God, yes. I don't have to go through that pain twice. But the pain came after, you know what I mean? So you still don't escape the pain. But it's so much better for me to know that I have no other choice but to deal with the pain afterwards than dealing with the pain while it's happening. Like for me, that I couldn't wrap my head around it. Dealing with the pain twice, like I don't have that to do. No. So turning that dark time into something beautiful, after holding the babies, it was just like heaven. It was like I didn't feel hardly anything, any pain, but it was just so perfect how time and life and God and the doctor worked together to co-create, help me co-create and bring life into the world from that perspective. So
Absolutely.
that's my dark time.
Woo.
Where it was scary.
That's why I'm grateful I'm not a girl. I mean, no disrespect to any of the women. I love y'all. But I wouldn't be able to make it. That's why I'm like, I don't want to have no kids at all. That's just scary. You got to get your whole stuff cut open.
Oh God, it's okay.
You got to get the whole stuff. Like
no.
Like
So,
a pumpkin.
No.
You got to get hollowed out.
Hello. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. But moving on to number 3.
Actually, number 2.
Oh, number 2. I'm sorry.
You good. How did you step out of your comfort zone to create new thinking strategies?
Ooh, I can answer that real simple. So I remember during a time when I got my truck repossessed, right? And I was only $1,000 away from paying for a $14,000 truck. But what happened, they took it anyway. Okay. So I was really, really sad. I was depressed. I didn't know how things were going to pan out for me. And then the bus came right in front of my house, stopped for a couple seconds, opened up the door, and drove away. And I was like, okay, that's a sign to let me know that if I need a ride, it's right here on my street, so I can just hop the bus. But it wasn't just that. I wanted more than that. So I decided, start a business. If I start my own business, then I don't know how much money I got in the bank, and nobody will ever be able to lay me off ever again, right?
That's smart.
And I did that. I started my LLC at that time, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Never had to experience another repossession again.
You weren't afraid of the repo man.
Yeah.
Yep.
It forces you to believe more. That curiosity of what would a business be about if I held the bank account? That makes you feel more in control. So to answer the question again, the question was,
how did you step out of your comfort zone to create new thinking strategies?
I had to believe in me because other people failed me all that time. And then turn around, right as soon as I believed in myself, I got a car. Yes. Gifted to me. It's just phenomenal. What about you?
Me, I step out my comfort zone to create new thinking strategies. Okay. So, I don't know, because everywhere I go, I make it my comfort zone. So, new thinking strategies, I guess it all depends on where or what I'm doing. You know?
Well, your music.
I guess, right. I guess it was when I was little, and you helped me make my own business, and I started talking to people. That's a perfect example. I used to not be able to talk as much as as how I am now, because I was little and I was scared. Even I wasn't even really scared. I was just more like shy, kind of like. But now, since I'm talking to people, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Now we just got to get him in the camera. Once we get him in the camera, then we got it.
Hey,
He can start his own podcast.
I get in the camera whenever.
When you're ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that is good. That's good. Going from being shy, now you're curious. You want to know what others are feeling about what you're saying, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And you're giving back. So that's beautiful. Okay.
And as a creator, what have you created?
Well, content creation. I've been content creating since 2000 and I want to say 10, 11 with Emerald Mystery Radio. And then
I mean, you've helped a whole bunch of other people create stuff as well.
yeah.
So you're the connoisseur of creation. You helped me get on my musical career path.
Yeah. I love helping others find their creative expression because it just looks so beautiful when they see who they are at the end or when it's finally there and it's just like an impact. And it just makes me say, yeah, okay, God, we help. I'm glad that I was able to help. Like I was telling you about Fred Hammond. Like I see him on my Facebook page now. We're friends. And the thing about it is that he was back there way back then inspiring me and he didn't even know me yet. We weren't friends. I wasn't even able to touch Fred Hammond at all without being at a concert or in his inner circle. But now, he is, I guess, retired. Maybe it makes him a little more engaging to others. But now we say that it's amazing how he inspired, so many good things.
I'm liking all the new people that came in.
Okay, welcome TikTok. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right.
So that's pretty interesting, getting to actually be friends with someone you've been listening to. It's like you both have came into contact, but not into contact like that.
Exactly.
That's the same thing, It's pretty much the same thing. I said it's pretty much kind of the same thing. You guys do know each other. It's just not that kind of know.
Yeah, we're from a distance, but we've always known. I mean, I knew him. He didn't know me, but his energy, since commissioned, his energy has been around me for a very, very long time. I mean, since the 80s, really. And it's just so phenomenal. For those of you, the one song that really, really touched me today was Heaven, oh goodness, the one we were listening to today. It's from the Radical for Christ CD. And it's just, wow, all of his music has just always touched my heart. It just always made me feel emotionally balanced in a way.
Just like you said, music is a universal language.
It is. And it's timeless. Music is so timeless. Okay. So what about you?
Well, me, I made my music. I made tons of songs. When I was little, and I had my DJ MIDI mixer. I still have it. I just don't use it as much. Because everything's got a subscription now. You can't just buy it all in the whole. Then if you even buy it all in the whole, it's almost like a whole bunch of money. So either way, I made a whole bunch of music. From there, I've learned my quality has been getting better. And when we talk about artists, the main producer I liked, he passed away a long time ago, but still, I mean, it just touches you in a certain kind of way. It's just like you listen and you learn.
Yes. So those are our Q&As for tonight. Let's look at some takeaways.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the takeaways. And speaking of your favorite artist who passed, who was that?
Jay Dilla, Yancey
Oh,
Boy #2, because
wow.
they were brothers, not twins. They were brothers. There was see, because Jay Dilla isn't directly just I forgot his name. That's a shame. I
Yeah,
forgot
it's
I
okay.
forgot his actual name, but they're brothers. So Jay is the other brother. Illa is the producer. So then it's like Illa J, but Jay Dilla kind of stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Yes. So what is takeaway number one for
Takeaway
tonight?
#1: the power of every thought begins with you.
Mm. We are the co-creators of our destiny with our God source of our understanding. So,
Absolutely.
absolutely, the power is within you. So, there is no doubt. There is only self confidence. And that's the reason why so many people try to break good people down at a young age because they want them to feel a way about their success. Amazing. I need you to understand this. Everyone, from YouTube to Facebook to TikTok, I need everyone to hear me clearly. When you feel that somebody is breaking you down for no reason at all and you've never done anything to harm them, you've only showed them love, even as a parent, if you had to, spare the rod, spoil the child, you didn't want to spare the rod, spoil the child, and you popped that behind the time or two, and they kept up in the ante, and you had to do what you had to do as a parent. If you didn't do that from abusive measures, then guess what? The power was within you. You had to do what you had to do. And there should be no reason that you should feel guilty about something. Because don't forget, it says in the last days, fathers will be against sons and mothers against daughters. Well, guess what? Like that Judge Million we watched the other day. How that young man said, that father said that them kids lied on him. And I don't know if it was true or not, but it seemed like a retaliatory relationship between the mother and the children being controlled by the mother because they have to protect their mother from their father. I don't know because abuse does take place, but sometimes kids can manipulate in those circumstances as well. They need to know that everything, time is going to reveal everything in time, and they won't be able to manipulate and turn and twist the story to the way that they want it to look if it wasn't as true as they made it look.
Right.
So, what do you think the power is within you?
The power of every thought begins with you because it's from your brain and you have to think of it. It's like, thoughts gotta be positive, 100%. Can't think no negative thoughts because you gotta hear no evil, you gotta think no evil, you gotta see no evil, touch no evil, read no evil.
Right. But how can you do that in a world that's full of social media
That's easy.
influence?
That's the most easiest thing ever. You gotta learn, not even learn, you gotta know. Is this real? Is what I'm reading even real? Is it even commonsensical? It's not.
Remind me of the scam we just almost endured, last week.
It makes no sense.
It makes no
So then
sense
it's
that it
evil.
can't be real.
It's the devil working.
Right.
The devil always be working in his workshop trying to just throw something your way. God got us. God got us all.
As long as we stay aligned with the power within.
That's absolutely what #2 says. Participate in your creative expression every single day. Find something to create.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Veggie Tales?
Yeah.
Veggie Tales. It's like every time we get done reading the takeaways, it's like you remember how Bob and Larry would read from QWERTY something. I think that was the computer's name. QWERTY?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'd read the little script for it. This reminds me of that same thing.
Right. So you're right. You have to create. I have to create. If I don't get up and create something, and when obstacles get in my way and it becomes a problem for me, God somehow moves it out of the way so I can continue to keep moving forward and not even be touched by it. not even be affected or impacted by it. Because it's all in the mindset of how I see the circumstance or situation that makes it so.
Absolutely.
That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
And the final takeaway for tonight.
You're closer to your first masterpiece. Stay focused. Stay on that grind and keep doing what you got to do.
Absolutely. So even those who are genuinely trying to figure out what they want to do, it's so simple. It's so easy. Just go within. Put you some nice music on. Get you a nice bubble bath with some candles. Turn off the light and just relax. And you'll start hearing and visualizing things and, sensing things from the smells around. You'd be like, maybe I can make some shea butter with some eucalyptus, or maybe I can do this. Maybe I can create towels with fresh mint, with essential oils in them. You know what I mean? There are so many different creative expressions that people can get if they just learn to become their best friend and listen to their inner version, their inner voice. So that's what I have to say about it. What about you?
Me, and it's gonna be my closing thing. As long as you stay focused, you protect your mind from everything that's around you. Only let good things in. Let God give you downloads.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like McAfee. You're gonna have something to prevent viruses and malware. You gotta give it up.
All that infestation. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Give it up.
That's all I gotta say. Mm-hmm. Thank you all for being here.
Okay, now the final end is we really appreciate everyone. We appreciate those who have taken the time to be on this podcast with us, those who listened, those who found value in what we have discussed tonight. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, give it a thumbs up, please. TikTok, give it a thumbs up, a heart, give it a love. So then that way we will keep the algorithm moving. Either way, the algorithm is picking up. I see it. The more we post, the more we're beginning to see a lot of engagement coming through. So,
just for social media, thank you for following. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for that.
yes.
Thank you for your likes. And thank you for still, being here with us,
Absolutely.
We go live every 15th and every 30th. We do videos.
Every day on YouTube under Dr. Darina Shine.
Absolutely.
Join us over there.
Absolutely.
And we upload to Facebook, Dr. Darina Shine or Darina Shine. Mm-hmm. Either or. And if you would like to be on the podcast with us and you want to share who you are and what you do for the media and the world of media, hit us up. ShineDorina@gmail.com. That's ShineDorina@gmail.com. And with that, we thank you so much. Beautiful background music.
Absolutely.
By, who is it by?
Brother Jazz.
Check them out, y'all. All right, and with that, we're gonna end this podcast.
It was good.
Give it, another one. We did it. Mm-hmm. Yes, that went really smooth. That was smoother than I started out with expecting, because I didn't have my cue cards. You know what I mean? But we made it. How long? Oh, we're still on?
Oh, God.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Wow. How many wonderful people was in the chat?